Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ciarra, and please do remember, if you do not like what I say, how I say it, or why I say it, then please do feel free to click off this video and go about the rest of your day in peace. And so today we are doing a little pick a card here to look at, what is in store for December 2019. What sort of information you guys need to know. We'll get a little bit into, possibly, some romance messages, some messages about career, and just overall energy kind of stuff for the month of December. I cannot believe it's already almost December. It's the last month of 2019, and then we'll be jumping into 2020. Unbelievable. So let me go ahead and introduce the piles here. So for pile 1, we have this Julian charm with this clear quartz little crystal cluster. For pile 2, we have a Count Lucio charm here with red tiger's eye. And finally, for pile 3, we have this honeycomb kind of charm right here with yellow obsidian. So definitely take as much time as you need. Meditate on the piles. Use your own body as a pendulum. Use an actual pendulum. Whatever it is that gets you connected to your intuition, go ahead and do that and be attracted to however many piles that you feel is appropriate for you. Again, these are general readings, so not every single message, not every single card in a pile may resonate for you as an individual, and also your personal message might be spread across more than one pile because of that. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump into the piles. All right, for those of you who picked pile 1 with the Julian charm as well as the clear quartz crystal cluster here, we're actually going to start off by pulling some charms in regards to your December 2019. So what does those of you who picked group 1 need to know for December 2019? So we have a couple extra messages here, so let's go ahead and start with those. We have an admirer is concealing their affections for you. We also have the message of nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. So again, take your time here in December. Don't try to rush everything, because especially with like holiday shopping, family meetups, all that kind of stuff, it's like, don't be in a rush to get everything done, because if you're worrying about getting everything done, then there's a stronger possibility for not everything to get done or you to forget things. So, a state of calm is definitely required for you guys for December. Your potential self is infinite. We have let things come to you. Exactly. We also have live light, travel light, spread the light, be the light. And we have appreciate yourself and honor your soul. So as far as your charms go, we have, of course, what I always take as like the Ace of Wands here. So this is fiery, passionate, sensual, sexual energy coming through. Message of just do it. If you have a passion, if you have a desire, a drive to do something, then just do it. Start it here in December. I definitely feel like there's a lot of surprises happening for you guys in December. A lot of things going on. A lot of playful energy. And as far as zodiac signs here, we have quite a few. We have Aquarius, Aries, and Capricorn. So ambitious, courageous, and friendly. So you may be any one of these zodiac signs, or these signs are in your natal chart, or you're dealing with individuals who are these zodiac signs or have this as, moon or rising. And so, or it's just about, being very open, I feel like, in December. Have ambition, be courageous about what it is you want to go after, because, I feel like you're going to have some good luck for sure here in December. There might be something to do with boats or the ocean for you guys for some reason. Maybe some of you are going on like a little vacation here in December. There's definitely some swift communication coming through, transformations, changes, surprises, maybe some surprises as far as romance goes. That I don't feel like that's as strong as a possibility, but just some little surprises coming up that are going to be very pleasant. Things from the past may be coming up, but in a positive light. Let's go ahead and now start diving into your cards here. So we're going to start off with the tarot. So for the tarot, we have the Tower card, We also have the Queen of Swords as well as the Three of Swords. So I definitely feel like you guys, for some of you, you need to watch out for your health in December for some reason. You need to be especially mindful of your thinking. Again, don't be overworking yourself. Don't be stressed out, because there's definitely some major changes happening for you guys in December that are going to make you a lot stronger, that are going to transform you, make you wiser, and more prepared to handle things that come in 2020. I feel like there is a possibility for some of you for possibly a change in relationship status, like maybe I'm just going to say, for some of you, maybe you're going to be breaking up with a significant other, or maybe this is like a breakup between a friend, or maybe a certain truth coming out that might kind of hurt you a little bit, that might really, really change your perspective on things. Yeah, this is all about, with the Tower being here, you know, collapsing old paradigms, you know, old ways of thinking, liberating yourself, enlightenment, you know, transforming your body, and accepting these new changes that are coming, because they're going to happen whether you like them or not. So you just, it's something that you just need to come to accept, because, and you're going to be able to look back on it and be thankful for it. But maybe in the moment, it's not going to be so great. You're not going to like it. You're going to be resistant to it, but there's a message here of not being resistant to this change, because again, it's going to make you stronger in the long run. You know, you need determination to eliminate the superficial, you know, discipline, independence, numbness, sadness, hard-heartedness, sarcasm, are kind of elements that represent the Queen of Swords, because she's somebody who has gone through a lot of different hardships. So again, I feel like for you guys, it might be a situation with this Tower moment in December where it's like, you're like, why is this happening yet again? But you need to not approach it from a very cynical side. You need to just be like, oh, I've dealt with this in the before, and guess what? I overcame it, and I came out on top anyway. So don't be looking at it from that, you know, that standpoint. You know, demanding tasks must be accepted in order to grow. Painful decisions, gloomy ideas, disenchantment. So yeah, there's something, I feel like, for some of you, it might be a situation where you've been looking at the world through like rose-colored glasses, especially since it's like the holidays, you know, oh, it's going to be this grand, you know, joyous, always happy time. But it's like, no, it's still life. There's still going to be hardships that you have to get over. So you need to, obviously there's some message here for December where you're going to be waking up to something. You're going to be realizing something and seeing the truth from the matter. And it's going to be something that's going to make you uncomfortable, like straight up. I feel like you're not going to like it, but it's like kind of like a message of too bad. You have to face it anyway. So with that, let's go ahead and jump into more of your cards here. So for your animal spirit, we have the dragon. Wow, this is some major energy. There's a lot of energy happening with you guys in this particular group. And it's interesting because if you chose this group, you are attracted to the, you know, the clear quartz, which is all about amplifying energy. So with the dragon, this is seeing one's most true self, balancing the ego. The dragon sees everything. Its essence has been with us since before our first breath and will be there at our last. It watches us navigate the external world as well as our inner world. When dragon energy is awakened, we are courageous, which... Look at that. That's literally the message that you got with the Aries charm right here. Courageous. You know, courageous, visionary, and can easily drop into witness consciousness. It's almost as if we are traveling with a great friend inside of ourselves. When we look in the mirror, deep into our eyes, we may even glimpse the self behind the self, the one who is watching us. This is the power of the dragon, breathing transformative fire into every cell of our bodies. Witnessing this opulent energy, even for a brief moment, helps us surrender and let go. We let the dragon guide us. We hop on its back for a ride, and as we traverse even the most difficult terrain, the dragon's eye sees beauty everywhere. It is said that if a yogi does not see beauty in the world, their Agni is dim. Agni is described as inner fire or sacred intelligence. May even just the mention of the dragon stir the embers of intelligence within you. And I think it's really interesting because in the book, this is the image that they show right here. And literally, you have the Ace of Wands right here. This is like lighting the fire. Even the feet here of like this, well, I'm just going to refer to as an angel, is on fire. The tower is on fire. So this is about December. I feel like you guys are going to be coming to terms with something about yourself, like an inner aspect of your personality, your desires, your drive that you've been, I feel like shrinking away from for some reason right here. It's like, and even, look at what, this angel is trying to hand to this person. It almost looks like a wand, literally. It's like, maybe for some of you, it's like, this is a message that you need to take more control over your own destiny, your own power here in December, and like, take the reins, I feel like is the message here. Because you guys have a lot of power, a lot of potential, but it's like, there's some moment in December that it's just like this brief thing. It's not even like a huge moment or anything, but it's enough. It's enough of a spark of something to, again, like light this tower on fire and completely crumble it and starting anew. Again, this is something that is, I feel like it's a burning away of the old for you and really being kind of reborn for 2020. But let's go ahead and see what else we have here. So we have, oh wow. He of the fiery sword. So literally, like, this is some major, like, you got the Queen of Swords. Now we have another sword coming here. A lot of sword energy, a lot of thinking, a lot of your mindscape. And this is very Archangel Michael, I feel like, cutting ties to what no longer serves you finally. So getting more specific with this card. Yeah, he of the fiery sword, the active principles, spiritual will, justice, protection. So with this, it's talking about the presence of the fiery sword master in a reading can indicate that there is a need for clear and focused will and determination to carry through on decisions, even if much effort is required. Or he can tell us that such will and strength is present in regard to the issues under consideration. We need to consider how he is expressing his will in strength and how that expression may be enhanced or improved. If this singer's energy that enables us to burst the bonds of an outgrown way of being and move on to the next level, he indicates that this is a time to take action based on clear spiritual will. His presence indicates great strength and great potential for good. It also reminds us that if we call upon him, we will receive assistance. The presence of this card in a reading radiates strength and willpower to the cards around it. So again, just more I feel like this is all about amplifying this energy. It's like spirit, your guides are going to give you one more shove, one more push. If you're not already working on this, if you're not taking action, if you're not pursuing what it is you're meant to be pursuing, it's like they're going to do something in December to you that's going to really shake your shit up and get you to cut those ties and start taking that action, I feel like. And so, interesting enough, from the angels and ancestors oracle deck, we have Lord, take charge with authority. Look at this. And look, this is totally Aries energy right here, because it's like you got the rams right there in the background. You also have Capricorn as well, which is, it's the goat, but it's another animal with horns here. So it's like, yeah, transformation and taking charge is like super important for you guys here in December. And again, it's going to come, it's going to happen, whether you're going to accept it or not. It's like you kind of have no other choice but to accept it at this point, because if you keep in the mode that you have been stuck in, it's like you're not going to grow more. And that's not what spirit here, what your guides, your ancestors want you to. It's like, don't be afraid to take charge or use your voice. Be strong. Sometimes you have to take control in order to be honored. If you feel that your kindness or gifts have been taken for granted, it's time to change that. There's no excuse for bad behavior, and the ancestors are encouraging you to hold your ground and speak your mind in a fiercely loving way. You have the energy and might to overcome dramas or energies that aren't working for your growth, and it's time to take charge before you find yourself in a situation you don't want to be in. You are being encouraged to be the boss instead of being bossed. This card also brings the energy of ambition. What? Ambitious! That is absolutely crazy. Look at that. We've had courageous come up. We've had ambitious come up. It's like, yeah, you need to take on these energies hardcore here. Wow. It can show you have the potential to move upwards on a professional level, but only if you act with authority and show who you really are. So I feel like for some of you, this could definitely be related to a work situation, and maybe in your current job, maybe you're unhappy, maybe you're not being paid well enough, maybe your skills, your work ethic, is being taken for granted by your peers, maybe you're bossed around a lot. And so this is a message to either make a move and leave and go find a better place that's going to appreciate you, or this is you needing to step up, take charge, and tell it how it is to whoever is opposing sort of authority over you. Okay, because obviously you have strong leadership qualities here. And so again, we have the Queen of Swords here. So it's like, yeah, you need to take charge. And if you don't like how something's being done, if you're not liking how you're being treated, it's like you need to speak up and let that be known. And again, you don't have to do it in a super mean way or anything. It's like if you do it from a place of calm, collected, from a loving place, it's going to just shine better on you. So let's see what else we have. Actually, for the card that is in relation to I pulled in regards to the energy around your work situation, we have all tied up right here. So clearly, again, there's something going on in your work situation for you guys or maybe your school situation where you're just not exactly happy at the moment. You have a lack of motion or a sense of personal freedom. Again, somebody's imposing too much authority over you. And really, it's like you have everything you need to be the authority of your own life. And so it's like, this is a message to, again, take charge. So with this, it shows a woman tied up with vines around her wrists, body, and arms. Receiving this card upright represents a situation in your life where things seem to be severely stuck. A major drama may be going on around you, stopping you from moving forward. Or it may be that some technicalities are blocking your way. Perhaps you're waiting for a contract to be signed or an agreement to be made. Whatever is holding things up, the restrictions may be feeling quite oppressive at this time. If this isn't technically the case for you, what's tying you up is your own personal stuff. Look at your life and see how you can be your own jailer. Are you tying yourself up in some emotional angst or in a negative habit that you refuse to deal with? If so, it's time to cut the vines and make some serious changes now. You needn't live in your self-imposed jail any longer. Exactly. Something's going to happen here in December that's going to really make you, if you're not aware that this is what you've been doing, or you've been in a situation like this where you're feeling tied up, you're feeling constricted, it's like something's going to happen in December, I feel like, that's really going to shock you and wake you up to this fact. It could be in some ways this very reading, but I feel like there's more so an actual event that's going to take place in December that's really going to show you this. And so next up, on more of a romance front, like what sort of message as far as romantic situations go, we have the stone of hematite right here. And so let's see what exactly the romance message here is. So with hematite here, it's about the essential meanings are becoming grounded, getting back to the earth, practicality, centeredness, balance, and calm. Again, you guys need to really stay calm. I was getting that off your charms with the extra messages. You really need to stay calm in December. I feel like there's certain dramas, again, we've had that word come up multiple times now, that might really could trigger you and send you on kind of like a flying, I don't want to necessarily say the word rage, but like something like that where you could completely lose your cool and kind of make a fool of yourself, I feel like. And I feel like for some of you, it's like that's what the person who's starting this drama is intending for you to do, because they want you to look bad. Again, I'm just really picking up on this Queen of Swords here, because she's so cool as a cucumber. And we have there in the background like this, this wind cloud spirit thing, kind of like, I feel like blowing hot air, like trying to cause some drama, spilling some like gossip, trying to spread rumors. And look at the Queen of Swords. She couldn't give, I'm just gonna say it, she couldn't give a flying fuck about it. Like, she's like, whatever, dude, like, you're fucking stupid kind of thing. Like, I'm so above this, like, it's pathetic kind of thing is what I feel like that Queen of Swords is saying. So it's like, if you get in a situation like that, it's like, just be cool, be calm, be collected. And so as far as the romance, going back to the romance message here, love is a verb, expressing through loving actions. Hematite spirit is calling you to take loving action again, taking action again. Towards someone who perhaps you have been taking for granted just a bit. It's much too easy to forget people's wonderful qualities and all they give us, for our brains are designed to pay more attention to problems and dangers. Make a point today of expressing love and appreciation to others. From making love to your romantic partner, to offering a thank you to a neighbor, or doing something special for a friend to say, I'm so glad you are in my life. Relationships are the foundation that supports you in turbulent times. Nourish them today. That's also a message here with the Tower. For some of you, it's like you need to get more in touch with the people around you, the people in your life, because when you have these Tower moments, it's like if you've nurtured those relationships, whatever they may be in your life, they'll be there to, again, support you on your foundation while you rebuild your Tower. So next up, we have... So we have the scrying mirror with the shadow. I'm not surprised that this is coming up. Clearly for you guys, like, scrying work would be very good for you because, again, it has a lot to do with being receptive. And I feel like, me and my Pisces-Twin, we did a reading over on her channel as far as, what you need to know for December 2019. And one of the piles, we were talking a lot, I feel like, about scrying, possibly. Or maybe I'm confusing that with a different reading. Either way, I feel like this is important for a specific collective of you for December, because it's like scrying work is a lot about being receptive, about just receiving the messages without judgment, without trying to put a meaning to the images that you see through the mirror. It's just kind of being in this very relaxed, chill, meditative state where you're just constantly receiving the messages, but you're not trying to necessarily decipher them in that moment. You're just accepting it. And that's a part of this is going to be related to your shadow self. Clearly, there's a shadow aspect of you that you keep ignoring, that you keep denying. And, this is the message that it's time to kind of wake up and finally do that shadow work that you need to, that piece of the shadow that you are ignoring, so to speak. So, you are using only half of your true potential. Understand the importance of duality in all you do. Knowing yourself fully will enhance your magical work. Something is being hidden from you. Open your eyes. Totally. That just reiterates the messages from earlier on that I was getting here. It's like, yeah, there's something that is tying you up that you're not seeing. And this is just, December is a wake-up call for you completely. So scrying work, shadow work. I've done videos. I did a pick a card video about shadow work here on my channel. So you guys might want to, if you haven't watched that, maybe go and explore that if you're feeling called to do this shadow work. But next up, we have sort of kind of on that front, maybe an important lesson in December that you need to keep in mind. And so we have Bluebeard with taboos. So a lot of blue energy, I feel like, is coming up for you guys here. But with this particular card, let's go ahead and talk about this. These are pretty detailed cards because they kind of go into the fairy tales themselves. And for this particular fairy tale, this was a story by Charles, oh, am I going to butcher this last name? Perrault? Anyway, it's the story of Bluebeard, of course. And so it's really about, so what are we to make of this tale within a card? There is a person you are close to with secrets, and if you were to know their secrets, it could endanger you. For these are not trivial things that have been kept from you. This person is dangerous, and they have hurt others, and they want you only to see their good qualities, what they have given you, how generous they are, But to do this means giving up so much power. Curiosity is not so much punished in this tale as the bride is rescued by her family and escapes her cruel fate. So this suggests that if members of your soul family, people who have true friendship and concern for you, are expressing any misgivings over your closeness with a powerful person who inspires respect and a little fear and who demands obedience, listen to them. Curiosity itself is the key to freedom within this story. For while he makes good on his threat to execute her, her family saves her, and the bodies of the other wives are discovered and given respectful burial. So while some have read this tale to be about the sin of curiosity, I read it as a curiosity being the natural way when there has been oppression and secrets and hidden rooms and places within intimate relationships. All relationships require boundaries, but obedience and forbidden areas and punishment, they are warning signs indeed. Never lose your curiosity. It might lead you to danger, but it will reveal the truth. Never let another draw you close, then forbid you from knowing who they truly are. And listen to those who truly love you. Often, they can see what we cannot. Wow, I was having major tingles on my head. Like, this is a really resonant message for a few of you, I feel like. And this is a very clear warning for in December. So, this is about family protection, discovering of secrets, curiosity which cannot be stifled, hidden truths, forbidden topics, places, people, inappropriate punishment. You have discovered an awful truth. Secrets can no longer be kept. There is protection and defense for you. Listen to family who loves you. They see what you cannot. So again, whatever people who are positive, relationships in your life, if they've been trying to tell you something lately, some sort of warning, it's like clearly for some of you, you might be in a relationship there, whether it's in your career or in your romantic situation, that is just not healthy. Could also be a friendship. And again, it's a situation where the other person is taking way too much from you or demanding too much. And it's like, it's time for you to take authority and find out the truth. And so next up, we have some magic cards here as far as magic that you can work here in December. And sure enough, look, we have romance. Romance is a sacred power. Let it come to me this hour. And so we also have glamour. Into this mirror, I now see the realms of possibility. Look at that. That is crazy. It's talking about mirror, and we have the scrying mirror. So yeah, you guys need to do more work. I feel like for some of you, if this card particularly resonated where you're in a relationship or something with somebody who is very toxic, who's very controlling, they might be making you feel like you have no worth. And this is a message here that you need to look at the mirror of yourself and value your own glamour, your own beauty, your own strengths and possibilities, and face that, the shadow that maybe this person is trying to pull out of you. There's also, romance here. For some of you, you need to call in, I think, a more positive romance. And this goes also to like self-love, I feel like. And finally, the last card that we have here is just some final little things to keep in mind. And of course, it is an air element. It is related to swords. And so your final little messages for December. Let's see. This is the Seven of Air. Spirituality, religion, politics, personal dogma, atheism, fundamentalism, indoctrination, kindness. It is not what we believe, but how we believe. Lift others up. Beliefs that make us kinder people. Losing friends and family because of our beliefs. Wow. There are many ways, not just your way. Educate, don't indoctrinate. Seek a kind approach. Moderate fundamentalist beliefs. So again, this is a message. So maybe for some of you, it's like you have a certain belief or something, or a habit that is kind of taboo. Maybe it's something your family doesn't approve of. And this is, I feel like, a message of, again, I got that with the cards. There's a possibility for some of you in December of losing a specific family member, like not like a death or anything, but just like cutting ties with, or a friend, a romantic partner, whatever it is. And it's because of something to do with again, belief, because if you take charge and you take authority for yourself and you make this change, you accept this transformation that's coming, your whole perspective, your whole belief system is going to completely change, and somebody is not going to like that very much. But it's like, you can't please everybody. And again, if you come from a kind approach when it comes to this, you're going to just lift yourself up, and you're going to lift the people who are meant to be with you on that path as well. And those who are not are going to fall away. They're going to be cut away. So again, I definitely feel like there's going to be, for you guys in December, there's a warning here of being aware of certain dramas, family, friend, work, relationship dramas for sure. And a huge part of it is about your own transformation. December is going to be a very transformative month for you, and it might be an uncomfortable transformation. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm just going to tell you what I see here. It's going to be a month that's going to require you to do some major shadow work as well. But when you do it, you're going to be able to see a whole new realm of possibilities because of it. And you're going to be, maybe this is also a message for some of you. You really need to be clear about what it is you want in romance, what it is you need in a relationship, because I feel like some of you are in situations that you're not actually getting what you need. You're not getting something that's healthy and correct for you. So with that said, that is everything I'm seeing here for your cards as far as December 2019 goes. If this reading resonated with you, please do leave a like on this video, comment down below. Make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notification if you do not want to miss any future videos from me. And again, if you're interested in supporting the channel or getting a personal reading with me or me and my Pisces-Twin, all that info will be down in the description. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. For those of you who picked pile 2 with the red tiger's eye, and of course the Count Lucio charm here, let's go ahead and actually start off by pulling some charms for you guys in regards to how your December 2019 will go. So let's see. All right, let's see what we got here. We have some additional messages. So we have, use your head to live with heart. It's not talking of love, but living in love. That is everything. We also have, life is a flow of love. Your participation is requested. Appreciate yourself and honor your soul. I definitely feel like with these messages here, it's like, love is definitely going to be a feature of your December, and needing to be more aware of sort of, I feel like, your own self-criticism, something along those lines. I also see, a lot of inspiration coming through, some rejuvenation here, definitely some celebration. I feel like somebody may be offering a cup to you, whether that's in love, friendship, a social event of some sort. Definitely accept that. We have some more zodiac signs appearing here. So we have Aries and we have Capricorn. Very interesting, because these came up for the last pile as well. So courageous and ambitious. So yeah, a lot of December has to do with being courageous, being ambitious. We also have the fish. We have a mermaid charm here as well. See, and these two are close to each other. So I definitely feel like some of you have the potential here in December to have maybe a very strong love connection that's going to shoot through your heart in a sense. Definitely a lot of creativity, transformation as well. Certain puzzle pieces are coming together, wishes being granted, maybe some sort of travel, needing to get out more, exercise more, take care of your body more, because it's going to be a busy time. You're going to be, tempted to kind of indulge. And so you need to make sure that you keep a healthy balance of everything, especially in your emotions. I definitely feel like embracing more of your creativity, sensuality, a lot of this sort of solar plexus and sacral chakra energy here. Let's go ahead and start looking into your cards that we have here, starting with the tarot. We have the Hermit. We also have the Knight of Swords, which this is honestly my favorite Knight of Swords image from any tarot deck. I absolutely love this image right here. And we also have, we have the Five of Swords as well. You know, I definitely feel like December is going to have its challenges for each and every one of us. Definitely a lot of Archangel Michael energy here. For you guys, it's definitely a time where you're going to be very... There's some introspection that's required in this month. And with something like, the Five of Swords being present here, understanding that there's always winning and losing sides of every battle. Some battles are maybe not worth the risk. I feel like this is like a message of not imposing your opinion or your will or your ideas onto another person, because they're not necessarily ready for those ideas. Yeah, so this is definitely a message that you need to work more on yourself in December, especially if you feel like you resonate at all with having any sort of like lack of self-esteem, or maybe you're too like cynical or something. Like those kind of ideas resonate with you, then this is a message that you need to kind of do some more introspection work in December and clear up those whatever conflicts that you have internally. I feel like this is more about inner conflict than necessarily an outer conflict, although it could resonate as maybe, fights with people that you work with or friends or family, whatever it is. And then with the Knight of Swords here, being prepared. Again, possibility of some conflicts, psychological violence, quarrels, verbal attacks. So again, being very mindful about how you're diving into conversations, how you're working on that. And again, with something like the Hermit here, I feel like it's a message of waiting before you jump in and start speaking on a matter. Because again, how you approach a certain conversation or a certain thought process can really tip the scales in either direction, either in the positive or the negative. You have complete power over that. Yeah, so it's like this is a message that you need to shed light on the past to evolve in the future. Crisis, wisdom, loneliness, poverty, asceticism, contemplation. It's like, you need to contemplate on some things maybe from the past that are coming up again, maybe certain feelings, certain emotions that you have been ignoring that are just going to reel their head here. I definitely feel like this is more of a psychological thing than necessarily... again, it could resonate for some of you as a physical confrontation, physical conflicts with other people. But again, I feel like this is more in the realm of your mind space here in December. But let's go ahead and see what else we have here from the animal spirits. We have rabbit and we have the bear here. So let's go ahead and dive more into these messages. I feel like there's kind of like there's a similarity between the rabbit and the bear, but there's also like a very stark contrast, because it's like the rabbit is so kind of shy and flighty, while the bear is more slow, although bears can be extremely fast. But there's something like that here. A difference between like predator and prey almost, it feels like. But with the bear here, it's talking about waking from spiritual slumber, beginning anew. After a long winter, the bear arises from deep slumber. At first, the movement and effort are difficult, but the bear knows it's time to awaken and move toward the dawning light. The bear card represents an individual on the cusp of new directions and personal transformation. The initial weeks and months of this spiritual quest may feel tricky, cumbersome, and full of obstacles, but you have no choice. No choice, bear. Winter wanes, the warmth of spring emerges, and your transformation begins. And again, I was talking about transformation here in your charms as well. So when this is in balance, it's talking about inner strength, yearning to grow. When out of balance, it's withdrawal, lethargy, heaviness. How to bring it back into balance? Movement and exercise. And wasn't that what I definitely felt that in your charms? Like getting out there more, getting more movement, getting more exercise is going to be important for you guys. With the rabbit, this is afraid of everything, overwhelmed, frozen. The rabbit loves to remind his friends that someday the eagle will swoop down and eat him. He talks and talks and talks about it, so loudly in fact that one day the eagle hears and thanks him for the great idea. Rabbit energy is alive when we are scared. most often about the future, and we become our own worst enemy. We spin up a dust cloud of fear and then complain to others that we are lost. Notice your thoughts and words, oh rabbit, they shape your destiny. Again, when this is in balance, it's talking about being sensitive, problem solver, good listener. When it's out of balance, over-explains and talks fast. How to bring it into balance is a day of silence. So I definitely feel like both of these energies hardcore resonate with what we're seeing here in the tarot, because exactly, it's like there's some sort of fear of the future here. There's analyzing things, and a part of it is the need to, again, wake up and do this transformation coming up here soon. Whether it takes place in December or it starts in December and carries on into how, I definitely feel like December is going to be an important month for everybody. How you approach December, the kind of things that you work on, your mindset, definitely for you guys, your mindset in December is really going to shake up and be prominent for how your 2020 starts. So for you guys, you definitely need to work on whatever is happening in your mindscape, whatever fears you might be holding on to, because there's enlightenment possible here, a new phase that's healthier for you in that regard. So let's go ahead and see what else we have here. So we have the Singer of Connection, and we also have Eponia's Wild Laughter, which is in the reverse. So let's go ahead and see what these two cards are referencing. Singer of Connection. I definitely feel like this is, both of these cards, it's like a message of, like going back to the enlightenment. There's connections here that you need to work better on, connections within yourself, and maybe a need for more joy, more laughter. But let's go ahead and see specifically the messages. So the Singer of Connection is spiritual connection, karma, balance, and empathy. So through the power of the singer, all connections are made, held, and released as appropriate. In a reading, the singer indicates the connection of things, especially connecting those that have been surrendered. It is unifying and reunifying. It tells us that we need to be aware of the connections between different aspects of the issues under discussion, as well as the connections between the people linked by it. We also may need to build more connections, a network of mutual support. The presence of the singer connection in a reading indicates support and strength flowing through the connections between those involved. So especially with something like the Hermit being present here, I feel like this is a message that maybe for some of you, you've been too much into the Hermit mode, and this is a message for December to come out of your Hermit state and rejoin the rest of the world. But let's go ahead and see what this card 54 has to speak about. So Eponia's wild daughter, not laughter. I read that as laughter, not daughter. Inner shadows, nightmare, depression, madness, and growth. So in the reverse, the meaning is much the same as above, but it may take longer and the resolution of the issue may be buried more deeply. At this point, the wise person prays for guidance and actively seeks it. I know, that's why we're reading the cards, yet the presence of Eponia's wild daughter implies that the answers we truly need to be found are to be found deeply within ourselves. What do our nightmares tell us? So, yes, this is very much representing like the Sphinx, whose riddles must be answered, lest we otherwise be destroyed by our own internal conflicts. So this is all about facing your shadow, unresolved issues, heal the unresolved issues. This is all about self-transformation. Yeah, this is, there's been messages coming through to you. There has been answers, but they're very much like riddles. And so you're having a very hard time deciphering it, which makes you feel even more fearful, I think. But it's, again, going back to this rabbit message, a day of silence. You need to get very quiet and just accept whatever messages come through, whether you like it or not. Again, This is the resolution of the issue may be buried more deeply than you realize. And I definitely think it is. So you need to start this work. It definitely feels kind of related to shadow work here. Start doing it here in December so that you're set up for success for 2020 here. But let's also see what else we have here. We also have the Mirror Guardian. Very fitting. So with this Guardian here, this is take time to reflect. Isn't that exactly what I was saying? That's very much like the Hermit. I feel like maybe with that Hermit energy, it's like some of you, it's like you're in this hermit state, but it's not the correct state. It's more of a state of avoidance of the actual issues that you're meant to be working on when you're alone. So it's needing to correct that. And for some of you, it's about reaching out and making some new connections to help you with that work. So take some time to reflect on your strengths and challenges and how far you've come. Recognize your gifts. You are a beautiful being who has surmounted so many challenges and expanded in so many ways. Your angels are now guiding you to take inventory of your life, to take the time to know all of your recent experiences, the challenges you have surmounted, the strengths you have developed, and the lessons you have learned. Your angels want you to reflect on your strengths, in particular those aspects of yourself that you feel have not been acknowledged by others. Offer yourself approval where is due, and know that when you give yourself credit, others will be able to as well. So again, this has a lot to do with, again, it's like self-worth, your self-care, your own mindset. It's like if you're not valuing your own strengths, then nobody else is either. And that's part of this connections card here. It's also interesting because this is on page 111, so I feel like that's significant for some of you. We also have, as far as sort of the energy around your career in this month of December, we have the Thinking Woman. So again, a lot of contemplation. It just keeps coming back to this, I feel like, for you guys. No matter what it is you're working on, it's like you need to take some time out to think more about what your challenges are, again, what your strengths are, and what has been occurring for you lately. Because it definitely feels like a lot of conflict has been occurring lately, whether internally or externally. So this Thinking Woman is a female of wisdom or understanding. This card shows a woman holding a book, standing before a staircase, ready to lead you to higher understanding, that awakening. This woman could be a friend who helps you express and understand your feelings, or she could be a teacher brought to your life at this time to take you in a new direction. This could also be a new love interest with a woman who is thoughtful, conscious, and aware. Or like the Thinking Man, the card could represent a side of yourself that's ready to blossom and bring clarity and assistance to the world. So find your voice and let your wisdom shine. Very much related to that Hermit, to this Bear energy. It's like, especially on your career front, I feel like you guys are you're really up in your mind about something, and there could be potentially a person around you who's really going to guide you in a nice direction, be a guiding light for you. But again, I also feel like this has a lot to do with your emotions. You might be a group who struggles a lot with your inner emotions and expressing those emotions outwardly. Like you guys could be a very analytical group. So maybe some of you are an air sign or a Virgo. Potentially you guys could be, also an Aries or a Capricorn, or be dealing with one of these signs as well. But the signs are not as important as the messages themselves. So again, I think this just goes back that, December is going to be a month where you need to do a lot of thinking. But healthier thinking, not just spiraling around in like a fear mindset or a victim mindset, but like really getting honest with yourself so that you can transform, because we have the butterfly appearing here as well. The next card that we have here is in regards to more of the energy around romance for your December. And look at this. We have Moonstone, which is a card I've actually never pulled from this deck. So I'm really interested to see what it says. And so this is card 37. A lot of blue coming up here. So again, communication. Maybe you guys are struggling a lot with communication, which is why you have so much sword energy coming up. But with the Moonstone, this is essential means our intuition, insight, inner wisdom, inner voice. Again, inner wisdom, inner voice coming through again. So for the relationship message, what is your intuition telling you about another person? Have you been dismissing it because you feel you can't justify this inner conviction? Moonstone Spirit is here to let you know that you aren't crazy. You're picking up on information that can't be perceived by the five senses, and you are meant to listen to it. Now is a time to hone your intuition through meditation, which awakens the ability to receive messages from the universal consciousness. Your relationships will all benefit benefit from your willingness to be honest with yourself and to listen to your intuition, your first and primary sense. So again, a lot of you guys, like, you have a very strong intuition, but you're not listening to it. And that's all part of being in that hermit state, is like you're listening to your own inner calling, your own inner wisdom, and you're really working on that. And so it feels like, again, you have a lot of inner conflict within your mind, where it's like you're not following your intuition and you're just following, you know, the logical mind. And it's like the two are fighting against each other. And the scales aren't balanced. It's like you need to balance these two aspects within yourself. So next up, we have the familiar with guardian here. So I feel like there's a lot of guidance coming through. A lot of messages are coming through, maybe animals that you see, that there's animals that are attracted to you for some reason. And they're trying to tell you something. So I would feel like if you're seeing a prominent specific animal, whether it's a cat, frog, birds, certain birds, you want to look up what those specific animals represent, what their meaning are. If it's in your dreams, you know, look up dream dictionaries to find out what those mean. But with the familiar here, it's don't be afraid to ask for assistance. You have a strong bond with a trusted animal. Call upon your familiar. Look for signs in the animals that come into contact with you. Study the meanings of different animal medicine energy. Help is at hand. That's exactly what I was saying. Again, we have that connection cards. There's more connections around you that can be helpful to you on your journey here, but they're not in the form that you would typically expect. It may not be in the form of actual people. It might be in the form of animals or symbols or, you know, these very subtle signs that are coming through from your guides to help you with whatever it is that's this inner conflict that you have, this inner issue that is rooted very deeply in you that you need to finally heal. So next up on that note, we have a card that I pull in regard to kind of the lesson that you might be learning here in December, like something to definitely keep in mind of. And we have the Goose Girl with theft. So with this card, it's a story by the Brothers Grimm. So you might want to, you know, consider reading this story because it might give you insight into some lessons that might come up here in December. But it's really about, you know, it's about protective magic and the magical beasts, about appearances and truths, and about identity and the general truths. There's a rich vein of symbolism in this beautiful tale, and so when this card comes through, know that someone extremely honorable has been wronged, and their work, their special signature has been stolen from them. But the truth comes out. You know, this is about identity theft, authenticity question, blood magic, justice, intimidation, wisdom. There will be those who envy you and try to take what is yours. Know you have your own ancestral guides and strong family ties. Believe justice will be done and the truth will be revealed. Know that who you are cannot be copied. You are protected and cared for. Your status is not why you are loved. And that's totally making me think of the Knight of Swords right here, because it's like we literally have the scales of justice right here coming up. And then you have the Five of Swords. So maybe for some of you, you've been dealing with a situation where it's like your authenticity, your morals, your values, you know, who you are as a person has been questioned, or maybe there's even been theft involved. And this is a big conflict. Maybe it's even something that's made you question who you are as an authentic person. And that's why it's like you need to resolve this, especially here in December. So next up, we have some magic cards that might be important for you to think about here in December. So we have harmony. As I create, I will share. Harmony divine with love and care. And then we also have courage. And look at that. We have courageous. So yeah, you got to have courage here in December. Be shining, brave, and true and bright. You know, my courage now returns this night. And again, it's making me think of that Knight of Swords. So it's like you need to really stand up and have courage, especially in a situation where it's like this kind of message of the Goose Girl resonates. You need to stand up for yourself. You need to get over the fear that you maybe are holding on to, and you need to create harmony again in your space. And that includes harmony within your own body. Again, we're going back to that message of like exercise, balancing your diet, it's like that's going to help you feel better, especially if you have a lot of challenges in your mental landscape, there's a lot of stress there, whatever it may be, depression. It's like getting out there, moving your body is going to really help to generate some more positive, hormones in your body, as well as, meditation. Meditation would be a very important thing for you guys to work on as well, because it's going to help you connect to what is it that you are fearful of. Are you fearful of showing your authentic self because of judgment? Are you fearful of following your intuition because maybe right now it's been telling you something that is so contradictory to what you have been doing, and you're afraid to take that risk of just following it? And finally, we have the card that is some final insight and important things to remember for December. And look, what I find so interesting is we have frogs reappearing here in this image, and we had a frog here on the Guardian familiar. So a frog might be a very significant symbol for you for December. And again, frogs are all about sensitivity. They're very what's coming to mind is empathic. They really feel the energy around them. They're very sensitive to the environment around them. Their environment is not healthy, then the frogs and amphibians suffer. And that's why scientists look at, amphibian populations in an environment to find out how healthy is said environment. But let's go ahead. I feel like this is, what is this card for specifically? No, this is the card of healing. So healing, release, purification, forgiveness, transformation, infection. To be human is to be wounded. A time to connect body, mind, spirit, and soul. Let go of definitions and labels. That goes back to this right here, I feel like. What labels are you holding on to that you've been trying to categorize yourself as? It's like you need to release that and be who you truly are, because then you will be able to actually form connections that are healthier for you, I feel like. Nature passions and seek pleasure. Nurture passions and seek pleasure. Authenticity, honesty, and laughter. Look, there comes laughter again. And that's how I misread this card, was like, oh, laughter, wild laughter. And now we have it coming up again. So that wasn't a mistake. Find the source of disease and distress. Do what's necessary to increase well-being. You need to forgive. Do not dwell on the unchangeable past. Shift your attention. Do not allow your pain to hurt others. Seek treatment. Do not be afraid. So yeah, for some of you, this is definitely a message that there's something going on with your actual physical health that you need to be putting more active work onto. And also just things from the past that you can't fix. You can't keep dwelling on it. You can't keep fighting those battles that have already finished, and you lost them or you won them or whatever it is that happened way in the past that you're still holding on to and creating this inner fear. You need to release it, because again, how the rabbit was talking about, telling his friends that, I'm just going to get eaten one day. And then sure enough, the eagle hears it and it's like, that's a fantastic idea. Thank you for the advice. It's I feel like you guys are a group who can be very much, for some of you, it's you can focus so much on the negative, and you talk about the worst case scenario all the time. And sure enough, because you talk about it so much, it manifests in your reality, because you keep talking about it, you keep focusing on it, and sure enough, it becomes reality for you. So you really need to shift your mental landscape to something more positive. Again, pay attention to the subtle signs coming through. This is all about subtlety, especially with the moonstone being present. It's you need to get in tune with the subtle signs around you, because there is a plethora of them, I feel like. I think to somebody who is really connected to their intuition, and really listens to their intuition, it's neon blaring signs. It just made me think of an episode of Seinfeld where there's a chicken place, Kenny's Chicken, and it's the light is right outside the window, and it's just this blaring red light. For some reason, that image came to mind when I'm thinking about it. So that's what the signs that are being pushed to you are to somebody else who is in connection to this. So you need to get connected with this. I also feel like a lot of you might have a very blue aura for some reason. Because I've noticed a lot of blue within these cards. That's just what's standing out to me. So again, your communication is blocked. You really need to work on that. You need to express yourself more and express your emotions. There's a lot of emotional things happening here, especially with the frogs being present. And transformation. Frogs are very transformative. I mean, they spend their life first in the water, and then they in that element of the emotion, and then they come out and they connect with the land. But they never they're disconnected from that element of the water. Even here in the Hermit, it's like, I think those are mountains, but it almost looks like waves to me. So, and it's like we have so much blue. But yeah, I think for you guys, your December, it's really about self-work and healing, forgiveness, so that you can really go into 2020 with a better mindset, a healthier mindset, a healthier body. I'm not picking up a lot in the realms of career or romance. This is more about your inner journey here. So with that said, I hope this reading resonated, that it made sense for you guys. If it did, please do leave a comment telling me, how this resonated. Leave a like, turn on the bell notification if you do not want to miss future videos. And if you would like to, book a personal reading with me and my Pisces-Twin, or just show any support that you would like to this channel, all that link will be down in the description. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. For those of you who picked the third and final group here with the yellow obsidian, let's go ahead and actually start off by pulling some charms in regard to how your December might go. Let's go ahead and see what we have here for my group threes. Okay. Oh, this is a lot of messages. Oh, man. Okay. Is there any other ones hiding in here? Oh, yes, there is. Okay, we got quite a lot of messages here. Life is a flow of love. Your participation is requested. Use your head to live with heart. We also have, you have an active mind and a keen imagination. Definitely feel like your mind is a very active place. Got a lot of ideas. Your voice, the voice of your soul is breath. Be working on your breathing techniques. Steadiness comes from character and commitment. The beauty of the soul is constant, continuous, and endless. A lot of mention of soul here. It's not talking of love, but living in love. That is everything. Prosperity is within us. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. We also have everlasting impact with compassion and kindness is called love. Live your inner knowledge and strength. Trust is the union of intelligence and integrity. And finally, we have appreciate yourself and honor your soul. Again, a lot of honoring your soul here. I feel like this is like a lot about inner strength coming through here. Definitely protection, communication. Your dreams are important. Your intuition is important. Be listening to a lot of clarity coming through. I feel like in December for you guys, messages from your ancestors, transformation. Again, hidden gems are coming through. A lot of like interesting surprises, good luck, maybe good luck in romance. Again, messages. Lots of communication, your roots, you're expanding, you're growing. Oh my God. We have the zodiac sign here of Libra. So this is all about charming. So maybe you're dealing with a Libra, you are a Libra somewhere in your natal chart, or this is about, a lot of charm happening here. Some good luck, I feel like, is happening here. Again, you might see some unexpected windfalls of money or gifts. Again, a lot of power, strength, getting stuff done. Emperor energy for sure. We also have this mermaid charm here. So getting quiet, getting contemplative, really looking at the span, the whole of your 2019 and really reflecting back on that and realizing, what has happened? How have you transformed? This is like Ace of Sword energy coming through here. Keep an eye on your diet. I feel like just that message is coming up for a lot of people here in December, of course. Be mindful of that. But also, communication is really important here. Changing perspective, maybe travel, balancing. We also have the ladybug coming up twice here. So ladybug might be a significant symbol. Again, this might be related to unexpected surprises, love. Again, good luck. Look, we have the 4-leaf clover here. Unlocking things. We have the pearl appearing here twice as well. Yeah, unexpected. Just something unexpected here. Interesting. Let's go ahead and also now, I'm going to set these all aside over here. And let's start looking into your cards here for December, starting off, of course, with the tarot. Wow, look at this. We had the Six of Wands. Are you kidding me? What was I just talking about? Oh, this is like Ace of Swords energy. Yeah. And look what we have. We literally have the Ace of Swords right here. That is absolutely wild. And on top of it, we've got the Lovers. So, you know, Gemini energy, a lot of air energy as well as fire. This is, you guys, group 3 is definitely, I feel like, one of the piles that has the most, I don't want to make it sound like that, but one of the more positive aspects of December is definitely for you, because again, that's six of Wands. It's all about achievement, recognition, celebration. Again, looking at how far you have come. Like so there's some new beginning here. You know, you are right to be happy. Optimism, success, good news, victory. This is like, there's a lot of good things coming through for your December here. And, you know, with that Ace of Swords being present as well, it's new beginning. You know, time to put things straight. Decision, clarity, triumph of reason, you know, impulses. You know, following, again, we think there was a message of following what you desire. You know, clear communication. It's interesting because it's like the figure is very similar throughout all of these. Knowing what it is you want to achieve next. Really setting clear goals for 2020. Again, a lot of exuberant energy. I'm feeling like a lot of just way more happy energy. I feel like things are coming together in a way that you've been wanting them to, although it's not like completely how you expect to, but it's just somehow it's working is what I'm getting here. And then we of course have the Lovers present. So that kind of goes back to decisions as well. But in this particular deck, it's actually called the Beloved. So every choice involves an inevitable consequence. You know, choices, uncertainties, longing to love, free will, affections, following your heart. Exactly. Making the decision to follow your heart, to understand that everything has a balance to it. Because again, the Ace of Swords, it's a double-edged blade. So mattering on how you use it, that determines everything. You can either use it for the right reasons or you can use it for the wrong reasons. Again, that's all about this free will, the free will of choice here. A lot of affection. So again, this could be a pile that has a lot to do with romance in December. You might be seeing a lot of victory in romance, a lot of new beginnings. But again, everything comes with its own consequences. It's like, that is one of my favorite sayings from when I watched Once Upon a Time, that show with Rumpelstiltskin, that character. He was always saying, you know, magic comes with a price, dearie. So exactly, everything comes with a price, but I feel like you guys are a group who are realizing that you're more willing, you're smarter about those choices. And so you're more willing to pay the prices for them and you're making the right choices that are leading to victory here. So next up, we have a card from the Animal Spirit Oracle, and it is Crocodile. So let's go ahead and see what this one is all about. So with the crocodile, this is about resting, submerging, collecting energy, cooling off. So the crocodile reminds us to step back from the external world and turn inward. Now is not the time for decisions, action, or discussion. The crocodile's mantra is wait. This doesn't mean lying around hoping life's challenges will disappear. The crocodile is much smarter than that. It means internally withdrawing, gathering our awareness, observing and building energy. Fill up the vital reserves so your next move comes from a place of wisdom and power. You know, when this is in balance, it's wise, patient, a silent powerhouse. When it's out of balance, feels stuck, lashes out. You know, how to bring it back into balance is through rest and, let's see if I can pronounce this right, Makasana pose. So I believe that's like a yoga pose, if I'm correct. But yeah, like resting, it just made me think of this particular mermaid charm here. It's like, yeah, you're again, it goes back to reflecting on 2019 and realizing, how much more control over your destiny and your life that you have, and that you can make choices, smarter choices. You're learning the value of patience and keeping the faith in what it is you want to manifest and watching it happen by, staying humble, staying patient, and reflective about things, I feel like. But it doesn't mean that you're necessarily, again, kind of like what I was mentioning, you're not handling the challenges of life. You're approaching it, I think, from a much more positive, empowered state. And that's how you're moving into 2020 here. If you are resonating with this energy, or this is an energy that you feel like you need to start working on for December, do it, because again, I feel like it's going to really set you up well for 2020. So next up, we have the Piper here. So music might be very important for some of you, I feel like. Listening, clairaudience maybe. But this is card 24. Let's go ahead and see what it has to say specifically. So with the Piper, it's all about exactly music, order, harmony, seduction, empathy. So to get what you want, the Piper recommends that you try polite requests and gentle, patient persuasion, and then wait. Exactly. Like, this is just reiterating the crocodile right here. That is so crazy. Quietly welcoming, for it is to come to you. Seek harmony and tranquility in yourself and in the world around you. Use tenderness and gentleness. This card speaks of a time of harmony, creativity, and increasing order. It tells of communication without words, the music of empathy, and the awareness of the feelings and connections of others. This is a time to pay attention to the subtlety of others' expressions of feelings and ideas. Look past the surface and listen as you would to a beguiling melody on the very edge of hearing. He also plays melodies in our dreams, which may be filled with meaning and importance, and then he leaves it up to us to understand what they mean. This may also be a good time to be aware that others may be listening to us with sensitivity and clarity, so much so that they may hear what we are truly saying more clearly than we do ourselves. This card may also signify musical talent or ability, or it may be suggesting that the use of music is in some way important at the present time. Exactly. So I definitely feel like that, especially that message right there of like, oh, he also plays melodies within our dreams. Be very aware of like when you're dreaming and when you wake up in the morning, if there's like a specific song that was literally in your dream or it's just like automatically stuck in your head when you wake up, pay really close attention, because that is a message from your guides that has some sort of importance. It has some symbology that's going to help lead you in the right way. And again, both of these cards, we're talking about, waiting and patience, because everything's going to work out in its own divine timing. As long as you stay, humble, gentle, kind, you're listening, you're working with music, you're expressing that, that harmony, that creativity, you're putting things in order. It's all going to work out to victory here. I definitely feel like, oh, and I just realized we have 2 6s right here. So 6 might be a very significant number here. But yeah, keep the balance, keep the order, and just keep going. Again, the music, work with music. So next up, we have 2 cards from the angels and ancestor guides here that might be, messages from your ancestors or guides to help you for December 2019. And look at this. We have the Sun. Enjoy success and happiness. 6 of Wands. Protection guarding. Drop your shields. Be open. Be receptive. Again, and when you're open, you're receptive, and you're patient, that is when everything comes to you. So let's get more specific with these messages. If there's anything else, again, that Sun energy being here. It's like, yeah, total celebration. And look, we have the Sun back here. We have kind of like that Sun energy here as well. It's like, yeah, you are going to be enjoying so much success and happiness in December. And that's just going to set you off on a high that you're going to ride throughout 2020, I feel like. So know that the doors are opening for you. Follow up new projects, ventures, and ideas. Connect with the inner fire that is driving you forward. You're being surrounded by brightness of the sun at this time. Opportunities to feel and be successful are swirling and dancing around you. Relationships and friendships progress with joy, and you will feel happy and uplifted. If you're not somewhere bright and sunny right now, there will be other ways in which you can enjoy warmth and joy. Solar energy brings health and vitality and can energize and warm And it also encourages everything to grow. The energy of expansion is with you at this time, and you are being offered the perfect opportunity to move forward. If you want to bring something to life or are ready to take a new step in a relationship, the sun will bring the right energy to you. If you're asking a question, the answer is most definitely yes. So whatever it is that you have a question about, you have a desire for, to pursue in December, this is a huge message right here. Yes. I feel like this whole entire reading is just a major yes that you should go after it, especially with the Ace of Swords. And then, of course, we have the Protection Guardian here to help you with all of this. And what's interesting, the Protection Guardian from this particular deck is essentially like a female personification of Archangel Michael. So, and you have the Ace of Swords here. So yeah, it's like you are highly protected, you're guarded. Drop any shields of shame, resistance, and fear that are standing between you and your chances of enjoyment and fun. Know that you don't need to hide who you are or the gifts you have. You are born to shine, just like the sun right here, just like that Six of Wands. Even the Ace right here, it's like, yeah. You may have encountered shame or embarrassment in your past, but it's not your present. Angels are drawing close at this time to help you move beyond any limiting thoughts, emotions, and patterns that may be making you feel unsafe. Know that angelic protection is swirling around you at this moment and will help you move forward in a more fearless way. Call on your guides for help in changing your frequency so you can feel safe and protected at this time. You are stronger than you think, and your angels and ancestor guides are here to help you realize this now. So again, yeah, this is a female version of Archangel Michael, who's all about, fierce, protective, yet loving warrior energy. Angel, who carries an indestructible shield of power and protection and will come to all who call on her. This is all about you are totally protected. So you can show that vulnerability because you got a whole legion of angels and guides helping to protect you. That the sun energy, nothing can I don't know. That's it's technically not scientifically accurate, but nothing can block out the sun. That energy is necessary here. So with that, let's go ahead. I feel like this next card that we have here is one that I pulled in regards to the energy around career. And I feel like that is part of why the Protection Guardian is here, talking about dropping shields, dropping shame, because this is kind of like the challenge, I feel like, for December and moving forward. We have the Door to Value here in the reverse, though, which I feel like is not as positive of a message, but we'll just see what it says. This card reversing signifies a partial or perhaps even potential complete closing of the door, which is totally contradictory because actually it really isn't, because it's, we've had a lot of cards here saying the opening of a door. So of course some sort of other door has to close for that next one to open. So that actually makes more sense. The hope for new opportunity where money or career is concerned may be delayed or possibly even derailed. Don't be disheartened, however. This card reverse reminds you not to put all your eggs in one basket. Diversifying your interests and your efforts, and let your intuition guide you to the next open doorway. In the meantime, open your heart and your mind to the other sources of value in your life. Money is a commodity, but so are time, tranquility, and love. Choose to open the doors of these wonderful experiences yourself and find real value there. So again, I feel like this isn't actually, I feel like a lot of you, when you see this card, it's like it kind of freaks you out. But it's actually a much better message because again, certain doors are going to close because brand new ones are going to open. And this is a message for some of you, you might have been very concerned about money, about work, about those kind of values. And now it's time, like you're upgrading energetically, you're transforming. And now it's time to put a little bit more value into things that are not so much dollar signs. That's just the material. It's just an energy. How much value does it actually give you in the realms of like your emotions, of your soul? So questioning that and being willing to maybe set aside certain aspects along those lines. I feel like, that message of diversifying is so important, especially now, as we're moving into 2020. Most people, when it comes to career, it's like you don't have all your eggs in one basket. It's like you have to have multiple different streams of income in order just to like survive in this economy, whatever kind of word you want to use, this life. but it also, because of that, it gives people, I feel like, more opportunity to really pursue things that otherwise they wouldn't have been able to pursue, be like their actual passions. So I feel like that is what this is about. It's like really following your passions, not following the money. For December. So of course you have to have money, you have to have food to eat, you have to have a place to live, and so you have to do certain jobs to do them so that you have that stability. But it's like putting a little bit more value in the other things, in your other passions, because if you put some time into those passions, maybe for some of you it has to do with music, pursuing music, that can lead to a much more fulfilling life for you guys, especially moving into 2020, and potentially, more of an income that you actually enjoy making. So next up, we have a card that I pulled specifically in regards to what is happening on the romance front. What is the romance message, especially since we have the lovers here? I'm very interested to see what this has to talk about, because we have obsidian. Obsidian is a very protective grounding stone. And so let's go ahead and find out what specifically its message for all those who want a relationship message. Let's find out what it has to say. So this is essential meanings are observing the self, self-reflection, know thyself. Self-awareness means stopping long enough to acknowledge who you see when you observe yourself, the beautiful you, and the you who is imperfect. We are all works in progress, and as you engage in honest self-reflection, you will start to see what you were overlooking, the qualities you have been seeking in a partner but have forgotten exist within you. You have so much to offer. As the ancient Greek axiom goes, know thyself. Be authentic in any relationship. You have to know and love and yourself just as you are. And Obsidian Spirit is here to remind you that you are awesome. Exactly. So, and I feel like you guys are going to be realizing this, especially with, again, even though we have like the lovers here, what's really prominent to me is, again, this female figure. And she kind of appears here in a way, but it's like she is so confident, she knows herself, and she's not hiding that. It's like she can have everything she wants. And again, whether you identify as male or female, I'm just saying this is a female figure here, but it just represents you guys, I feel like. That you can achieve everything you want, including in relationships. But it all starts with you. So when you appreciate yourself and you know how to be authentic in any relationship, you have to know and love yourself is just as you are. It's a very strange sentence, but basically it's like you love yourself, and that strengthens every other relationship, because then you value the qualities, all the qualities you have inside, both the strengths and the weaknesses, which means another person will be able to appreciate those qualities in you as well, and that you give them strength to appreciate their own inner qualities, I feel like, is kind of the message here. So next up, we got two cards here from the Witches or Wisdom Oracle, and look what we got. We got Moon with Cycles, and we have the Watchtower of the West with Autumn. Very interesting. So again, with the cycles here, this is very feminine energy. Everything is a cycle. I feel like you guys come to this realization. We have the element of the moon here, and we have the element of the sun, both the feminine and the masculine, that balance, that polarity, how important both are. But let's go ahead and actually start with the Watchtower of the West here. So look deep within to determine what really matters. The old ways that you viewed yourself and others are falling away. Don't let your sensitivity get the better of you. Time for some peace and inner work. Time for you. Goes back to the obsidian message. Again, it just goes back to this one particular charm that I keep, focusing on here. Yeah. It's like, I feel like for some of you, it's like when it comes to the relationship message, it's like, you are still, even if you are in a relationship with somebody, whatever it is, whether it's romantic, friendship, family, you're still your own individual person. And so you need to make sure you're always cultivating yourself. Even if you're out of a time of like the hermit mode where you were doing all that like inner self work, you're still always doing it. Even if you're actively in some sort of relationship, it's like, that is something that you guys need to remember here. It's interesting. There's a line here about allow water to wash over you to achieve harmony, inner peace, and tranquility. The West will open your heart and rein in any oversensitivity. Connect with the king and queen of this season and receive a much needed cleansing and healing on all levels. The color blue represents the element of water and should be used in accordance with your magical working at the time of dusk. Autumn brings emotions to the surface in association with this card that flanks this one. And it's so interesting because you have the moon flanking this, which is all about emotions. And again, this is going back into cleansing work, healing, making sure you have a healthy cycle that you're doing, daily practice. It's like that crocodile. So with the moon here, open up to your receptive feminine side. That's why I was kind of focusing so much on the female figure here, because it's like, whether you're male, you identify as male or female, it's like we all have the divine masculine and divine feminine within us. And so this is a message here to definitely be working on that divine feminine in December. But your emotions are ruled by the moon phases. Harness the moon's energy and understand her phases for your magical work. Work in conjunction with the triple goddess. So again, very restorative energy. Sorry if you can hear that sound outside, neighbors. But it's like the moon cycles is very important for you guys to work with. You're very sensitive to that. You're sensitive. You're connected to water. You're also connected, the sun has its own kind of phases as well, I feel like. So again, it's all about that balance, but there's more of an emphasis here on that feminine aspect. I also see a lot of orange, a lot of yellow, and a lot of green here. There is a bit of blue, but definitely those are standing out to me. So next up, we have sort of the card in relations to a lesson to kind of keep in mind here for December. And so we have the white snake with understanding. So let's go ahead and find out more about this particular card. So this is a card, the story of the white snake comes from the Brothers Grimm. And when this card comes to you, you may have recently experienced a time where you felt people seemed distant, unemotional, and lacking in warmth. But if you continue to do the right and good thing, you will find that there will soon be a breakthrough moment. There will also be a time soon when all the groundwork you have done in a relationship will suddenly become worth it. You're going to be able to change people's lives and help their hearts heal from the frost that can settle around a wound. You are in many ways the healer of the wounded heart, and soon you will see how true it is. So, good turns are rewarded, sacrifice is rewarded, boldness is rewarded. No excuses can be made when we are confronted by the truth. The humblest creatures have so much to offer. All creatures are sentient, love animals. To know, to understand, to have wisdom. It goes back to that Six of Wands. You're going to be recognized for these qualities, for your sacrifice, for your boldness, for being good always and making those smart choices. Being humble. That's coming up again. So next up, we have some cards in relation to sort of the magic that you could be working here in December. And what do we got? Look at that. We got knowledge. Let me connect above and below. Let the knowledge of ancestors flow. And we have strength. Strength and stability in this hour. Endurance, stamina, I empower. So again, it's just kind of reiterating this message as well as like that Ace of Swords, the Six of Wands. It's like you have a lot of inner knowledge now. You've learned a lot and you're recognizing that. It's not so much with the Six of Wands public recognition, although it does relate to public recognition, but it's also just your own inner recognition of how far, again, you've come. What have you achieved? I feel like for you guys, it's really important for December to, sit down, get quiet with yourself and just write down everything you have achieved in 2019. What have you overcome? What transformations have you gone through? What challenges did you have? What are you overcoming, and how are you going to keep that momentum going for 2020? Because again, we have the strength card here. It's like you're very strong. You're learning that strength. You've tempered that steel, and now it's like you'll know how to face 2020 and all of whatever challenges may come. It's like how to handle it. Again, we have the element of blue coming up here again. Again, blue, green. So I'm thinking heart chakra, throat chakra, the sacral chakra, as well as the solar plexus chakra. Honestly, all the chakras I feel like are present here. So it's like working on balancing your chakras. If you've been working on that, you want to keep working on that because it's doing a lot of good for you. Meditation, exercise, good diet. It's like all of these things would be very, very good for you to keep up and keep that stability going for 2020. So finally, we have the last card here, which is just some final sort of advice, some things to keep in mind for December. And look at that. We have 0. We have basically kind of like the Fool energy here. And you have, look, 3 different doorways. They're all different. They're all hold different possibilities. There's endless possibilities for you guys. So choice, options, opportunity, free will. Again, free will coming up twice. We all have free will to make the decisions that we do. You determine how your destiny goes. It's like spirit, your guides, or angels can definitely help to drop you hints, give you suggestions, but at the end of the day, you have to make the decision about where you're going to go. So, self-determination, mindfulness, manifestation, cause and effect. Again, everything has an equal reaction. Are you willing to pay the price for the things that you wish for? Reward, consequence, procrastination. Make sure you're not procrastinating at all in December. Keep the work going. Choice creates reality. Belief is a choice. Inaction is a choice. The choice is yours. Determine your direction. The past has influence. Choice offers reward or consequence. Weigh your options. Choose wisely. Stop procrastinating. Be responsible for your choices. Awareness empowers. Exactly. So those are things that you need to keep in mind. If you feel at all that you've been procrastinating on a certain project, again, I can very much relate to this particular pile. I definitely feel like there's messages here for me for December. But exactly, it's like there's something you've been procrastinating on doing. It's time to get up and do it because it's going to lead to a lot of success here. That is definitely what I see here. Not only is December, if you approach it with the right mindset, you're patient, you're open, you're receptive, you're still reflecting, you're working on your stuff. It's like it's going to lead to a lot of victory, but it's also going to be like whatever you set up in December is going to lead to victory throughout all of 2020, I feel like as well. So be looking at it from that mindset is really important because, again, we have the energy of the sun here. It's like, enjoy success and happiness. Everything is happening. Doors are opening, other doors are closing, and that's perfectly fine because it's like, it's interesting. I just realized, this is a tree right here and we had the tree charm. Exactly. So it's like, there's all kinds of possibilities. You just have to again, be receptive and be willing to step on any branch that, appeals to you. Just give it a try. Because if you come with it from the right mindset, it's like the possibilities are endless. Follow your intuition. Keep balanced. Put in the work. Yeah. So that is everything I think I'm seeing here for you guys for December 2019 as far as your cards, what the messages are here. If this reading resonated, please do leave a like on this video, comment down below what you thought about it. Make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notification if you do not want to miss any future videos. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me and my Pisces-Twin, all that info will be down in the description box. So thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next one.